Well, we know something that's very important to a lot of you, buying or selling homes. It can be a real headache. Sometimes they go like hotcakes.
They really do. And I feel like this summer is tons of people move in the summer because the school year's over. You're able to kind of get everything in line. And so it's been really busy. Lots of signs popping up all over my neighborhood. I don't know about yours, Mindy.
Yes, they are. And I would like to introduce our guests for this segment, Dixie Lundquist, Morgan Lundquist from Coldwell Banker, King Thompson, and also Kelly Hall, a mortgage specialist from Equity. You three work together a lot, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do. And it's important to have a good relationship with the lenders and vice versa so we can share information for our clients.
So who picks who? Do the realtors find the lender? Does the lender go out there and find the realtor?
I think it's a combination of both. I think that definitely realtors have, a lot of people calling in based off of signs, and the numbers listed on the signs. And then I have also a lot of repeat clients that I've worked with that I give back to the realtors that I do business with that I trust.
How much can you do? I mean, I've always kind of heard, okay, your mortgage lender, yes, obviously important, but how much leverage do you have to actually work with the interest rates and other things like that? Is it the same no matter who you go to? I take it not, but I don't know the differences.
Yeah, it's definitely not. So I'm a mortgage banker, which means that we do keep and service, 50% of the loans that we write. We do have our own servicing platform, but we also aren't naive enough to think that we're the only lender out there and we can offer one rate. So we do pull wholesale rates from about 11 different banks, the largest banks in town that we work with as well. So we do get better interest rates than what you would get if you'd walked into a branch.
One of the things we wanted to focus on, those first-time home buyers. Morgan Lundquist, congratulations. You just got engaged.
Thank you so much.
And you would be the perfect real estate agent for people who are looking for that first-time home because you're going to be going through the same thing.
I am. I was just talking to my mom about that today, actually, and she wanted to introduce me to Kelly, so I'm so excited. This is the first time I got to meet you, and she said how perfect I'd be because I am also going to be a first-time home buyer here soon, too.
So what do you have to look for? What do people know once they're digging into that first time? Is it better to build? Is it better to buy? What is the best thing people should know?
Well, I think number one, you want to meet with a lender. I always say that because that's important. You want to see what you can buy,
what you can afford.
Yes, what you can afford. That's a big start. And then you want to get a good relationship with a realtor, somebody you're going to be spending a lot of time with. And it is a huge process. It's a huge investment. So you want to make sure you have a good relationship with your realtor and your lender, and you can work together. And then you sit down with your realtor and talk about all your wants and your needs and where you want to be located. And then you start doing a search and go from there.
I looked at 80 houses when I was looking for my first house in Central Ohio. This was the first time we bought, and I had 80, Morgan. Oh, yeah. So it is a long process.
I've already started looking, and let's just say I think I'm pretty much 20 deep already, and my fiance doesn't even know that. So,
hope he's not watching or listening.
Kelly, as a mortgage specialist, you get to either break the good news to them or tell them, you know what, I don't think you can afford that. How do you handle that situation?
Well, initially, like Dixie said, it's important to sit down with somebody and say, okay, how much do you want to pay each month on your mortgage? And I don't just ask them principal and interest. It's with taxes, insurance, mortgage insurance. And if they say $1,000 a month, then I kind of know in my head, we're probably looking in the 120-ish range, give or take. But then when I actually run their credit, I'm going to tell them, okay, you qualify up to $175 if the taxes do not exceed, X amount of dollars, just to kind of give them a range. But I also want to reiterate to them, here's where you need to be looking to stay in your comfort level. Don't call and get mad at me if you find a house at $175 in Dublin and the taxes are $5,000. This is your parameters. So it kind of really helps to have that, relationship early on. I do have a calculator app, too, that I share with my clients that they can plug in the numbers as they're looking at houses any time of day.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Show them a payment, so they're not wasting their time and the realtor's time going out to see a house that they don't want to, make that mortgage payment on.
Culturally, we are at a place where first-time home buyers, they want the best of the best, right? Like they want all of the goods inside the house. Morgan's
of course we do.
Nodding her head, yes. So what I want to ask is, how do you stay smart about what you probably should buy? And you kind of were talking a little bit about it there a minute ago, but also have in mind maybe that dream house that you want to buy in 20, 25 years. I don't think we planned enough for the house we wanted to be in. So how do we talk about goals and housing and all of that good stuff as a young couple? How does that work?
Well, I think as a realtor, when we're looking at homes, we guide the home buyers to talk about what their future would be. Would this house be good for the future? Are you talking about kids? How many kids? And you may not know, but we kind of always say, look for the future.
And school districts. I know people really look at school districts a lot.
I mean, location is really important. The neighborhood is just as important as finding that perfect house. And so to sit down with them and really talk about that. And then also to remind them resale value. Because young couples can be like, oh my gosh, I love this house. But it's our expertise to say, yes, but will this either resell for you in the future, or will it be something you can keep for long term if you decide to have a bigger family, and how it would help them out later financially?
Because that is going to be your down payment for that next house.
Exactly.
And you have to think about it that way.
And you definitely cannot rule out shorter term mortgages. Everybody thinks 30 years, but if they can afford to do a 15-year mortgage and pay it off, Morgan, when you're in your early 30s, you're going to have a free and clear house that you have all that equity to use towards the next purchase.
How about on the other end of that spectrum? You've been in your house for years. Maybe you're a senior citizen and you think, you know what, it's time to downsize. How important is finding the right loan for that? Do you have to find a loan for that? What do you do?
Well, everybody's a little different. I'd like to think when people get to that retirement age, they've got a huge cash down payment to be able to put down, and they need a little tiny mortgage. But there is other options for them too. There's reverse mortgages out there that I'm sure people have heard about, where you make no payment whatsoever. And then there's also, if they don't have a lot of equity, we might be able to do like a home equity line up to 100% of that value, so they don't have to move prior to selling, and they put that cash down on the next home.
But what do people not understand about reverse mortgages? Because I feel like everybody's like, oh, this is amazing, we can do this. But I feel like there's some things people don't understand about them.
There is. I'm not a big advocate for the reverse mortgages. It's an FHA product. They typically come at higher interest rates, and there's more fees associated with them. And I can tell you that the kids of the people that are doing these aren't super excited about them, because it's building the interest up on the backside. So you're not paying down anything. You're actually increasing your balance owed.
So if they have to go sell the house after a parent passes, they're not going to make as much money back on the house.
How hard is it to sell those homes that people are kind of hard to, say goodbye to?
It's very emotional. But I think sometimes, like Kelly said, the products they have, if we did like what we call maybe a bridge loan or an equity line, that gives them time to not have to sell before they buy. So they have the time to move their stuff, start feeling comfortable, and not the pressure. Because especially in an older age, it's a lot of pressure to try to get out of your house when you have that much stuff to move.
And a lot of stuff. We're talking years of
and your
stuff.
time frame. You're so afraid the timelines have to work out perfect,
My mom and my aunt are purging right now in expectation of selling their houses.
Yes, that's great, and that is good. But it's so helpful if they are set to where they can buy before they have to sell.
And emotionally, like Dixie said, I mean, you get tied to your house. I couldn't even go to my closing for my house that I had for 13 years because a lot of my kids were born and brought home there. And my friends bought it, and I'm like, I can't. I'm going to have to pre-sign. I'll cry the whole closing.
But now you can always go visit your friends because that's that house.
Yes.
Right.
You three are so calm and nice to talk to. Anybody would like to reach out and help, have you help them. And you three all work together. How is the best way for people to reach out and get a hold of all of you?
Well, for Morgan and I, you can call our cell phones or our emails or our website.
Let me stop you for a second because we didn't say this early on. I know Morgan said her mom, but who you're listening to is a mother-daughter real estate team. Dixie and Morgan Lundquist. She has this name right now, but it's going to change in a year. But that's neat about it, too. Your mother-daughter team, and that's so nice.
So what's your website?
Go ahead.
www.thelundquistgroup.com. So that just went live a couple weeks ago, so we're really excited about
Spell
it.
Lundquist for us.
That's a good idea.
Lundquist. Or you can Google us too.
Okay. And Kelly, how about you? How do we get a hold of you?
Yep, it's easy. It's just onecallkellyhall.com. And you can put an EY in there, or you
I was
can
just
put
gonna
just
say.
a Y. I got it set up both ways.
One call, Kelly Hall. You three, thank you. Great information. And I know we're going to see you in a couple months as well. Yep. So thanks for coming in and keep selling those homes and getting those mortgages out there.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
Quick question for you based on what Mindy just said. With the start of the school year, is the volume of houses going down? Like, are people selling less right now, or is it about the same? I just wanted to know.
To be honest, it's about the same right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we know Central Ohio is hot. So
It's
there
a
you
buyer's
go.
market right
Yeah.
now, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, ladies, so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I know you guys are Buckeye fans, and I know you remember William White. Well, did you know William White's son is now playing for the Buckeyes? He is on the line. He's going to talk to us next. We're going to find out what's cooler, when he played or watching his son play.
His son play.
Yeah. We're going to
that'd
find
be
out.
hard.
William is online, so we'll be right back.